All right.
All right, there we go.
I hope Hannah can see that. Very cool. Hey, everybody. Welcome to session number 7 of Your Voice is Required. I am so excited. I mean, look, this is we're in December now. We started this process in September. So by now, not that we need to have anything finished, but there should be some kind of shift in how we're looking at our writing, looking at ourselves, looking at our time, actually participating as writers. So that's kind of like what we're going to be discussing today. We're going to be looking at that whole pattern of writing and who we are as writers. And hopefully, at the end, we have a couple of you who are going to read to us or share with us where you are, or you have, you know, Alanda blew us away in the last session reading to us. I hope you were as inspired as I was. But, and then also, we're going to look at where we need to be looking, focusing. Okay, so we'll talk about some of that too, because we actually are going to be looking at publishing pretty soon, right? Some of you are going to be getting ready for spring publishing. Now, this 3 months went fast, so that spring is going to go fast as well, right? So we want to be on task with the things that we have to do. So we'll talk about some of that. But before we get started, let's see. Michael, are you going to take us through a meditation this week so that we can just ground ourselves and get present and be with each other and kind of leave the rest of the world behind?
I have the perfect one for that.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to let you lead us for now. I'm going to actually mute everybody and then open you back up, okay?
Okay. Me. All right, so I actually had it pulled up just in case you asked. All right, so this is actually a meditation that I adapted from uh, another author for loving kindness meditation. This one is loving kindness toward ourselves.
Ooh.
Okay. So you know how we do about this time. Everybody, get comfortable in your seat, feet firmly planted and rooted. If it is acceptable to you, feel free to close your eyes. If you are accustomed to meditating with your eyes open, that's cool too. Also, if you do sense that you are feeling drowsy, which happens sometimes, feel free to, just open your eyes and continue on with the practice. All right, so just begin by taking a few deep breaths here, inhaling deeply, exhaling fully. Inhaling grace, exhaling doubt. Inhaling peace and exhaling turmoil. And finally, inhaling love and exhaling all which is not love. Now, I want you to bring to mind a good deed that you've done. Don't overthink it. Just any simple gesture of kindness, something like holding open the door for someone or letting someone go ahead of you in a store. No matter how small, bring it to your attention. Mind you, this has nothing to do with ego or patting ourselves on the back. It's merely a way to reflect on the capacity for goodness that all beings share. Just bring it to mind, and if you can, hold that good deed in your mind for the remainder of the practice. Okay, now we're going to begin repeating phrases of loving kindness to ourselves. Just general phrases, doesn't have to be too specific. Keep them short and simple. Traditional phrases could be something like, may I be safe, may I be happy, may I be pain-free, and may my life flow with effortless ease. You can use these or any phrase you like. And if your mind wanders, that's okay. Simply regroup, refocus your energy, and begin again. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be pain-free. May my life flow with effortless ease. I want you to imagine yourself in the center of a circle. All around you are people that love you or in some small way inspire you. And from their heart center of all these people around you, a single thread of luminous golden white light extends out and connects with your heart center. You want to allow this energy to fill your entire being as you continue to repeat the phrases of loving kindness to yourself. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be pain-free. May my life flow with ease. Again, if you lose your way, as other thoughts arise, as they will, that's okay. Breathe, gather your energy, and begin again. No judgment. These are the moments when the power of our intention and focus will see us through. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be pain-free. May my life flow with ease. It's been said that we can search the entire universe and we would not find anyone more deserving of our love and attention than ourselves. An empty cup is useful to no one. Loving ourselves is of the utmost importance to our ability and capacity to love others. So let that sink in for a minute as you continue to envision your personal loving kindness circle and repeat your thoughts of loving kindness. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be pain-free. May my life flow with ease. Now, let go of your visualization. Allow the circle of loving kindness to fade away, but continue repeating your personal phrases for a few more moments. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be pain-free. May my life flow with ease. At this point, I'd like to applaud you for taking this time to show yourself a delicious dose of loving care today. When you're ready, your eyes are closed. Slowly flutter them open. Give yourself a big hug. Well done.
Ooh.
Everybody good?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
That's
thank you.
that is
was
definitely one
good.
of my go-tos, especially for that situation I was explaining earlier. So
Yeah.
there's like 3 levels to that. So there's loving kindness for yourself, loving kindness for others, like friend or family, and then loving kindness for your enemies. And most of the times I just kind of encapsulate them all into one. But we don't have time for that. That would take like 30 minutes in and of itself. Yeah. One of my favorite meditations by far.
Amanda, I can't see what Hannah's problem is. Is she clicking on that same link? She may need to update. She may need to update her Zoom because
Okay.
she is the only one that's having a challenge. So it may be that she's trying to get on with the device that doesn't have the updated version.
If she's clicking it from a browser, have her exit the browser, restart that, then click the link again. Because when you click the link, it should automatically tell you, hey, Zoom needs to update.
Right. And then Amanda, when you get a chance, can you put those 4 phrases in the group that we just did so we can grab them? I love those, right?
Oh, the 4 phrases of love and kindness?
Yeah, not you. I want Atlanta to do it. You,
Okay, okay. So
Okay.
now my brain is like at 2 different places, and I don't remember what he just said.
okay. Well, he said, "May you be safe. May I be safe.
Yeah.
May I be happy." What was the other 2, Michael? May
I be pain free?
may I be. I should have remembered that one for sure.
Yeah.
And may I flow with ease.
And
Yeah,
may my
may my
life
life
flow with ease. That's
yeah,
right.
may my life flow with
And may my
effortless
life
ease.
flow with yeah. So that Hannah can see that. Hannah can see that when she
Yeah.
comes too. Exactly.
Now, I thought I was supposed to create my own.
You can,
Okay.
but that's like just the main
You,
ones
yeah,
that they give.
Tammy, I was creating my own and now his sounded so good. I just
I
kept.
know, that's what I said. I was like, I don't want to take his, so I'm gonna do his and mine.
Yeah.
That's what I, yeah. So, it's anytime I don't mind borrowing from other people. So when I get something good, I'm like,
Far away, I did.
exactly. I'm gonna grab that one too. So thank you guys for showing up. Let me tell you something. Half the success in life is showing up. So acknowledge yourself. What Michael said, give yourself a hug. That is so real. Okay, because it takes something to get here. Life is pulling at us from so many different directions. and sometimes we get in that little woo, feel sorry for myself, this going on, that going on,
Mm.
we're not doing that. We showing up. So thank you for that. I want to just make clear that we are all present too, that it means something for you to be here, your energy, your focus. Okay, let me see what else is Alanda saying. Okay, that's good. So
Yeah, I'm helping Hannah right now.
is she okay? Good. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, text me if you need to. Okay. All right. So
She said it's asking for a password. No, I'll hold on. I'll get her.
okay, because I don't know if I have a password. Do I have to? I don't know if I have. Okay, so here's the thing that I want us to be looking forward to. Actually, it's a couple of things, but you know how you finish your book and then you start scraggling to get your back cover done. You know what you're going to say, the verbiage for the back cover, what you're going to put on the spine, who's going to write your forward. I want you to start thinking of those things right now. So I want you to think, who's going to write the forward for your book? All right, who's going to write the forward? And that could be written by anyone who you followed in that work, that may be able to speak boldly to what you're talking about. But that person writing your forward will be someone that you share your book with when you're ready for the proofing, right? And then you're going to think about, what am I going to put on the back of my book? What am I going to say about myself? What am I going to say about this work? So you may want to research. You may want to go to a bookstore or a library or something and kind of look at, what are other people similar to what you've written? What have they put on that book? Okay. So I want you to have those. That's kind of like what you're going to be working on besides your writing, because a lot of times we'll get so busy, we'll forget that that's exactly what that's what's next, right? And we'll be like, oh my God, I'm struggling. No, include it right now in your process. Okay. Welcome, Hannah. Good work. Good work trying to get that done.
Well, it worked with the last one that I just that you guys just sent, the last one, not the one
Okay.
that yeah, I don't know why.
Okay. All right. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Okay.
Sure.
And then we are recording, so whatever you miss, you'll be able to go back and get, okay? Okay, so you're gonna work on your forward, your book cover, what's gonna be on the spine, and then go ahead and continue to build out your book cover. Look and review other books. It's always good to go and look at other books and see if they're similar to yours, what are they putting on their covers, okay? So that's the one thing. Here's the other thing. Everybody know what this is?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Bach flower.
Black flower.
Bach flower.
Are any of you currently using your Bach flower?
Yes.
I have organic iodine. I'm not using my
I
Bach.
don't even own any yet.
Okay. So let me tell you something. Yeah, I know, right? Go and get you some walnut Bach flower. You can actually order it through Amazon, or you can get it from Whole Foods or Sprouts or whatever. This walnut is to help you inside of your thinking process so that you can stay focused, so that you're not so distracted by what other people are saying to you. Because anytime you're starting to move away from the huddle, the masses, right? When you start moving away from the masses, they start grabbing even harder. Okay. No, agrimony won't work for this. Agrimony is for anger. So yeah, you probably need agrimony, but not for this project. That was a land.
Yeah, that's why I've been very calm.
It's good. Oh yeah. I
And
remember
what about the mushrooms? Not the
Not for-
psychedelic, but the lion's mane and
not
the
for this process. That's
Oh.
that's good for the creativity side. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So I'm on with them shrooms. Yeah, yes. But that's good for your expansion and creativity. But the walnut is specifically so that you can hear your own voice.
Mm.
Okay, hear your own voice. I have people all the time saying, "Oh, you should listen to, you should do this, you should." No, not when you're writing and creating, you have to limit what you're listening to. Okay, because you want to hear your own download. It's very important to do. Okay, it'll get in crazy. All right. All right. Now, and then here's the other thing I want us to. I'm going to invite you to do a challenge so you can start saving for your publishing cost. This is called the 100 envelope challenge. Okay. Have anybody else seen this before? You can order
I've
these.
seen it.
You can order them or you can make your own if you want to. I ordered it because it's only like $9. I used to make my own back in the day. I used to have a shoe. I don't know if Orlando remember that, but I used to have a shoe. You know how you have a shoe thing that hang over your door? And I would put my stuff in the little shoe thing. But now they've got sophisticated. So you can actually put your little savings in each of these envelopes. Now you can save, you can put $5 in each, $10 in each, $100, whatever it is. But once you start and whatever you decide to do, be consistent and then decide how much it is that you want to have at the end of that 100. Last week I posted in the group something I think where Amazon was offering $3.89 to publish your book. You know, there's different publishing costs depending on what we do. And we're going to look more at that in January and February so we can decide which publishing house we're going to go with. But we're going to self-publish. We're not going to a publisher saying, hey, will you publish my book? Because it usually sits on their shelf 2 or 3 years. In our self-publishing process, we're going to use a publishing house, but we're going to pay for our expenses, which will include our book cover, our editing, and the printing costs. And then we'll probably order maybe 100 books and then have it set up where people can order on demand. Okay, so that you're not, when I first did it, I ordered 1,000 books. I don't know what I was thinking because they were all in my house until I sold them. You don't want that. Okay. Just order 100 or 50 or whatever it is. But I'm going to invite you to get this set up so that we're starting at the first of the year saving for our book. Okay. And consider what yours is going to look like. And if you're going to need to save $500, $1,000, $350, it's going to depend on the project that you're working on and how many pages you have and all of that. But if you have a savings plan going on, it will give you an opportunity to at least have that set aside and you won't have to hustle for it. Any questions about that? Are you in line with me with that?
Yes, I'm assuming that same process would go for us podcasting people.
Your podcasting is going to be a little bit different because most of the platforms you don't have to pay for,
Right.
and you can usually get picked up by all of yours. You can get picked up by Amazon, Apple, all of them real easy. Where your cost may come in is going to be on your marketing. So I would say make sure that you save some money for marketing. Okay, whether it's Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing, Amazon marketing, whether you're going to set up an Amazon page, whatever that is, but have a marketing budget set aside or be saving for a marketing budget.
Okay.
Also, if you're using music and if you don't use a free version of music, you want to pay for licensing for your intro and stuff too.
Oh, way ahead of you on that, my friend. You don't know how many times I tell folk, especially on Facebook, because I keep seeing folk posting, don't own the rights to this music. Well, you might not want to put that in there because all these companies are specifically searching for don't have the rights to this music, and then they go in and shut it down. I tried to tell my daughter that, and they shut down like most of the stuff on her page because she did that. So
You know,
yeah,
they shut down a lot of my stuff because I used to have music playing in the other room. And I'm
hmm
not thinking it's picking up when I'm doing a session or something, you know, and they come back.
Oh
and,
yeah.
you don't have the right to use that music. I'm like, and I go and look, you can barely hear it, right?
They don't care.
So, but
Yeah.
you know, if any of you have a Mac, I'm always so grateful for Osir when I talk about my Mac. When you have a Mac, you have GarageBand. You can make your
hmm
own music. Okay,
hmm
it'd be fun too. You can make your own intros and all that kind of stuff, but that's a whole different kind of thing. But you can do that. Okay, be ready to do that. All right. So now the
Mo,
question,
another
yeah,
question. Mo. So
yeah.
what I forgot, what is the projected date that we would be moving forward in regards to publishing for next year?
Well, I'm thinking that most of us are going to start in the spring, and then the bulk of us will end in the summer. Mine will be ready in the summer.
Okay.
But I think some other ones, I think Osira's going for the spring. I think Alanda was going for the spring. But we're gonna get feedback now from everybody so we can start getting some dates. So go ahead, Tammy. Let's start with you. What are you looking at your time for publishing? How are you looking?
Well, I think I probably, yeah, the summer would be what I would be shooting for.
Okay. Okay. Tammy shooting for the summer.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else? Anybody else have dates in mind, time in
Well,
mind?
Well, I'm scheduled to be through writing February 1st with a goal to get my whatever I have to the market for this in the spring.
Okay, so we're gonna go spring with you, Osir. Wonderful.
March 20th. No, not March. Yeah, March 20th.
Yeah, yeah. You're looking towards the spring equinox, aren't you?
Yeah, I wanted to be able to they can start purchasing it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So we got you at spring. Anybody else? Who else?
You share is also the spring.
Okay, you share spring. Ooh, this is gonna be exciting spring. Okay, who else?
Yeah, the
I'm
podcast is
shooting
supposed
for
to be the
spring
spring.
too.
Who said spring too? Kiana?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Michael.
Michael, you doing your podcast for the
Podcast is gonna launch yeah.
Okay.
Spring.
Okay. Wendy, what about you?
I'm saying April 30th. So yeah, so spring. My birthday is the end of July. So somewhere between the end of April and I have some other things planned to release around my birthday. I'd like to have this done ahead of that.
Wonderful. Okay, spring. All right. Who else is it? Hannah, how close are you? Do you have a date in mind yet? Hannah's with the podcast crew. I don't know if she's
No,
here.
not yet, not yet.
Okay. All right. We'll come back. All right. I think that everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And mine is definitely going to be in the summer.
Now, Mo, in your experience, is there a huge difference between launching the book in the spring versus the summer? With your experience?
No, it's not. I always like to launch in spring and fall. I always like to.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I would prefer fall.
Yeah.
Just because that's just my favorite
I
time.
like to launch spring and fall. The only reason that I'm looking at, I see you, Alanda, June. Okay. The only reason I'm looking at the summer is because of the book itself, because of the topic. And it's kind of talking about the lake in the water. Does that make sense? I mean, it's about living
The
in
summer
South.
theme. Your
Yeah.
book has a summer theme.
It can have a summer theme, you know what I'm saying? But here's what I want you to think about too. In the fall, if you're launching fall, it's okay, because in the fall is where I'm looking at having as many of us as possible to be a part of an event at the South Shore Cultural Center. I hope you're listening, Atlanta. Where we actually produce something like a TED Talk, but it'll be more like a Masterforce talk. And each of the podcasters and the writers will have the opportunity to be on the stage inside of a maybe 30-minute to an hour presentation about their work. But you'll also be able to sell your materials. You'll be able to talk about your work. We'll probably have workshops. We'll create a whole weekend event around that. Okay. So if you wait to the spring, it would be inside of that if you need more time. But if you launch in the summer, it'll still be all right too. You know, right? Just know that it's going to be included in that event too. Okay. Any other questions? I love that you guys are using the energy of your birthdays, because that's when you have so much juice coming from the universe. Don't shy away from that. When you start gearing up on something. And here's the other thing that I was making note of too, is that think about, especially for your podcasters, think about your off sale. What are other things that you can do that go along with your podcast? What else is it? Is it t-shirts? Is it mugs? Is it cap? What is it? What's your merch look like for your podcasters? Books, you know, kind of sell themselves, but podcasters, you can look at another way inside of how you're going to promote your work. And guess what? You get to have all of us as guests on your podcast. So you already starting off with at least 10, you know, speakers, you know, and then you can be inside of everybody's book launch, you know, so you can include that too. But also think about creating your merch stuff, and we'll do a workaround on that. We'll create a session where we talk about building out merchandise for our different books, and we may have to build out a whole writers gallery just for this session.
Yeah, I think you mentioned doing the whole Amazon thing. So for whatever products and stuff that you mentioned during your podcast, you can have links to your Amazon store, something like that.
Absolutely, your Amazon store. You know, the idea, I don't know about you, but I'm going seriously into my Capricorn mode next year. We own our money. Okay, I can, 66. I'm gonna be 66. I can do other things, lewd things at 66,
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, that essential
That's a
oils,
powerful
all the
level.
things.
Say that again. What you say? What you said? Who was that? This is
I said level 66. I said
level 66. I'm gonna write that
no
down.
more aging. We go to levels.
We go to levels. Level 66. All right. Very cool. Now, I know that we're going through the holy days, and most of you know that we have the Ignite Your Soul connection starting. Yay! Looking forward to working with our amazing senior most coaches who are going to be speaking from the 17th to the 22nd. And Alanda is being our producer on this, so she's been really doing a great job keeping us on task. And I want to consider that we actually, from the 21st to the 24th, that some kind of way we create our own writing marathon. I don't know what that would look like. I remember, I don't know, Michael, if you remember this. This had to be maybe 20 years. How long ago it's been? It's been a long time. Might be 20 years ago. I don't know when it was, but it was a long time ago. But you invited me to a blogathon,
Blogathon.
right? You invited me to a blogathon, and that's the first time I ever blogged. But we sat in a coffee shop and we blogged just all day about whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, me, you, and I think
And, Sandra, yep.
Mhm. So I want us to consider how we can do our own online writing marathon where we just kind of sit and work together. You know, we don't have to talk, we don't have to, but I think it's important for us to produce during this solstice, you know, because it will fuel the energy of the universe, knowing that we are seeing ourselves as writers, we're putting our voice out there, we're willing to open up and speak, you know, and utilize the energy, because energy is, when you're receptive and open during this time of year, you could just channel so much. Right. So give me some feedback on that. What do you guys think? So the solstice usually runs between the 21st and the 24th. Can you see a vision? Can you see something that we could do with this? Anybody's feedback would be great.
Yes,
I was-
I love it. And you know, we're also it's literally a magical time of the year.
Yes.
Because of, if anyone knows about the constellation that they don't talk about, the 13th constellation is Serpentorius, which started November 30th.
Yeah.
And it ends on technically the 29th, and it ends on the 18th of December. So they never talked about it, but they call it Ophiuchus. You can find it. That's the Greek name. But Serpentorians, you know the power of the serpent. The serpent, you know, sheds its skin. It's a part of rebirth. Super powerful energy during that time. So I appreciate you taking notice to the energies that exist during the portal. And then right after the 18th, we have the solstice,
Mhm.
which is another powerful portal for us to capitalize on. I think a really just popped into my head is to kind of do a topic. You know, we kind of decide on different topics, sort of like a charades, right? You throw a topic out there and just see what people can talk about or write about based off that topic.
Now, how would that work in helping people to finish their books, though? Because I want it to be around people being able to work on their books.
Well, everybody has a topic that they're talking about in their book. So if you throw out a topic, if they're stuck in that particular place, all of us can help with just brainstorming the topic that they're on. So everybody can kind of throw out what their topic that they want people to kind of brainstorm on for them.
That's wonderful. So like somebody could say, you know, I'm stuck here, and they give it to us, and then we give them feedback on that, and then they will.
Everybody gets like 30 seconds to speak about it, and then kind of, you know, it's off the dome, y'all. So
no, that's good. This is brainstorming.
I like
we can
that.
just throw out a topic. So we got to think about so each author has to think about what topic they want us to brainstorm on.
Okay,
them.
gotcha. Okay, thank you. Who else?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Lana.
Oh, I was just gonna kind of what you shares was just saying with the books that we were writing and we all have different topics that we're touching on, but kind of like the intention of our podcast and our book, you know, we all have a goal with the book, right? Or the podcast. The idea is like what you shares were saying, just throw out a topic, but kind of like throw out a topic that's going to prompt our writing and our producing of a podcast. So say that what I'm doing is about bullies, and I have different chapters, but what I guess what I'm saying is, all right, so say I'm stuck on trying to describe this relationship that had emotional and psychological or financial abuse. What would be a prompt to help me get through with that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how is this going to help someone else? Like, so what's the topic, or what is a subject that can, like, how is this chapter going to help someone else? So instead of with me telling a story, what is a prompt that would help me relay this chapter to someone?
Okay.
You said you get
Yeah.
what I'm
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
So I love what you all have suggested, for sure. What type of window were you thinking about, Moo? Like, are we coming together for like a couple of hours on one of those dates?
We could do it. We could look at, we can, because some people work, and we can say, okay, let's start and let's go from 6 to 10,
Mhm.
6
Okay.
p.m. to 10 p.m. or something.
Mhm.
Or if it's a weekend, let's start at 9 in the morning and go to noon.
Mhm.
It's something like that.
Mhm.
Not it just really just open up the line, and whoever can join, and nothing fancy or nothing. We won't be recording. We'll just be working together.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And as we get closer, to that time, I'll shoot out some dates and times, and then people can just join in.
And then as we're listening, after we get unstuck, then we can go ahead and start writing and
Yeah,
flowing based on the feedback.
exactly. Yeah, you can write, and then if another person is working on, because the idea, is not like we're going to be talking the whole time.
Right.
We could have some music in the background and working. We have our lunch and munching. We working, but the idea is that it's almost like we would be in a room together, but we're going to be working on our book.
Yeah, sharing energy. I like that.
Energy. I just think, because the reason I want to do that is because the next session would normally take place on December 24th. And because we will just be finishing Ignite Your Soul Connection, I don't want to pull on our energy like that.
Yeah.
For us who's going to be there, it would not be a wise thing to do, because now we need to go and be with our family or whatever. So then I'm thinking our next session probably won't happen until January 7th. But I don't want us to be away from each other that long. But if we spend, a few hours, through the 21st through the 24th, it would give us a chance to just kind of participate with each other.
Yeah, so I'm pretty flexible. So if whatever the majority
It'll
chooses.
probably be that Saturday, Sunday, because I don't know if people are off that Friday, because we're doing Ignite Your Soul Connection, the whole all the way to the 22nd.
Right, and I plan to be on every night. So
yeah. And I'm gonna be on every night.
right.
So it'll probably be, that Saturday morning, Sunday morning kind of thing, but just for about 3 or 4 hours, where we could just give each other some juice. Can anybody want to push back on that? Anybody not open to that? Anybody not want to participate in that?
I want to participate, but the time frame seems a little long. So I was thinking, could there be like, we take 20 minutes? We have a time like 15 minutes that we designate throughout the day, and we pop on for that person's topic.
No, that's too much to manage. I'm not
okay.
I'm not willing to do that.
Right.
No. So we'll be on. If you want to pop on and off, that's fine. But then you would have to construct times for topic. No.
Right. You're right.
You want to keep it flowy. And in a marathon is usually a 24-hour thing.
Oh, you did say a marathon. So I digress.
So the most our marathon could probably be is 4 hours. That could be because of how our schedules are. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
And our commitments, and so
What date? Yeah.
Say that.
What date are you saying?
It'll probably be Saturday. It'll probably be the 23rd and the 24th are the only two that really look like it's going to be doable, because the other nights we have Ignite Your Soul Connection.
Okay.
But it would be in the morning times for those days. So like
It sounds good.
Saturday,
Go for it.
so like maybe Saturday from 8 to noon, Sunday from 8 to noon, 8 to 10 or whatever. We wouldn't have to go because but y'all don't have no little kids.
But Alanda said she has an anniversary thing on Saturday, so Saturday is out.
But yours is at night, Atlanta. I considered that because I was going to try to surprise you, but I can't even do that.
Okay. So,
You got to get ready.
yeah, I got to I have to
From you can pop in. You can do Ushaya's pop in. You can pop
in. Yeah. I have to pop in and pop out.
Pop in and pop out.
Like, hey,
Pop in right for 30 minutes and then pop out. How many years is this, Orlando?
10.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. That's
Congrats.
Amazing. That's wonderful. Yeah.
It's so fast. It happened so fast.
It did happen fast. I didn't realize how long it's been this long. We've been together 13, actually kind of like 14 years, but we don't count we just say 10 years married, 10 years married.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
I'm gonna just send y'all something because that'll make my presence known. I was trying so hard to coordinate, but I was say it ain't happening. You got
and it's Mercury retrograde and all the kind of stuff.
Mercury retrograde fully aligns on Tuesday, the 13th, y'all. So, or is it Wednesday, the 13th? But we in Mercury shadow right now.
Wednesday the 13th.
Yeah, Wednesday 13th. I want you all to know I am drinking sorrel.
What's that?
I love sorrel. I love it.
It's hibiscus, and I made it myself.
Sweet.
You did.
I'm gonna send you all. This is gonna be my I'm sending the recipe as gifts to you all.
Oh,
This is my 4th batch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Is it
'cause I
alcohol?
just started my herbalism journey. So
Oh, let me tell you, I didn't know it would be so. In my son, I was like, "Are you gonna save me any?" You know.
I'll show you how to make it.
I did. I showed him how to make it, but and then I told him I would order some extra hibiscus because hibiscus is very healthy for you. But you know, when you buy the little containers, they're $5, so you might as well make your own. So
I was gonna say I'm $7 now. It's expensive.
wow, yeah. So I'll send you all the recipe because it, you know, the cloves, the cinnamon sticks, the bay leaves, rosemary, lemon.
Yeah, you can add the recipe for that popcorn in there too.
Oh Lord, recipe for
I also have a new herb to share with you all. I don't know. I just got introduced to it about this year. Are you all familiar with butterfly pea flower?
No, I use pea flour.
Are you serious?
I use pea protein, I should say. I don't use pea flour. I use pea protein. But what you said butter squash.
I got it.
I use pea protein, and I love it.
Now I'm not camera ready, so I'm gonna get out the screen.
I use pea protein
This is
too.
butterfly pea flour. And when you make it, it's like a indigo blue.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you put add lemon to it, and it's purple.
And then where do you order that from?
Well, it's a place in North Carolina that sells it. The lady harvests it.
That is beautiful. Yeah, but we want to know, you know, you got to let us know how to get it. We got to get to it.
House of Health.
House of Health.
So what's the benefit? What's the benefit?
Now
That
fun.
looks good. That was pretty.
I'm gonna take my camera off. I'm not camera.
We ain't worry about how camera ready you are, but I love the color. Don't you all love that color?
Well, the color is what I need to grab you. It's speaking about the sorrel, that whole, you know, it's in the higher
frequencies.
But
Mhm.
butterfly pea flower, it's like a,
It says good for blood sugar,
oh, you got it. All right.
hair and skin, increase weight
Thank you.
loss. So it has several benefits. It's rich in antioxidants. It's kind of like a green tea, how it green tea.
Blood sugar. I need a case
Yeah,
of it
so-
then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cinnamon is good for blood sugar. Cinnamon every day for blood sugar.
Yep.
And
Mhm,
it's
I can-
also what do you call it? It's sort of like the blue lotus as well. You're familiar with
Oh, yeah, okay.
it has a lot of, you drink the butterfly pea flower, you're happy all day.
mhm.
And I think it's because, it goes into those higher chakras with the colors. So y'all know anytime we drink what we take in, it activates certain chakras.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Very cool. Okay.
yeah. It is, the number is, I'll put it in the chat. It's
Yeah, does she have a website?
Well, no, they don't have a website. They want to
Okay.
keep things private.
Okay, just send the number in some kind of way.
You can just call them and they will send it to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's really hard, but they found this lady that harvests it right down there.
Mm-hmm.
She brings it in. Yeah, they're really strict about who they, what products they sell.
Wonderful.
Yes. It is, and you just put it in tea, and I'm telling you, you make it, the first time is blue. Like the color of my thing right there is like blue like that. As soon as you put lemon in it, it turns purple. It's amazing.
Wow. That's wonderful.
So
Thank
it gets both of those chakras, the third, the throat chakra and the ones higher up.
Yeah.
You were putting lemon juice, like lemon and water, lemon juice. Is that what you?
Well, I make it, right? First I make it, and
The
then
lemon
after
juice.
I make it, then I just put a squeeze of lemon into it.
Got it. Okay. That's all I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that's it. And probably some honey.
Okay.
A little honey, and then it's good to go.
Okay. Thank you.
That was our little health commercial there. Thank you very much. So I just didn't want you all to think I was over here drinking wine. That's right.
And if you were,
Red wine
cleans the blood.
No judgments.
But not like a judgment, but being
right,
being,
right, no
being
judgment.
mindful of
Mood do you.
where mood do you is to restrict alcohol, not completely, but for the most part. Okay. Special occasions, I should say.
Does
Exactly.
that include kombucha?
No, I can do kombucha. I can do I mean, I'm not restrict. I don't have. This is what I do for myself, but I can do kombucha. I have some. Yeah.
Wait, so if you're restricting alcohol, you restricting kombucha?
No,
They have
well, they have
non-alcohol.
It's fermented, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, tell me something. I'm like, what do I not know about kombucha?
They have hard kombuchas too. They're good.
But
But they have
They do have hard kombucha, but it's
But they
thing
have
is,
like
if
just
you
a
drink a,
non-alcohol, regular, just fermented tea.
Oh, okay.
but even the
Because I drink those
fermented
too.
give me a little buzz because I'm not a drinker.
yeah.
So
Yeah, they're
I can
strong.
drink
Like
the-
that. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
can
I
drink
love
the
them, but
regular
I
one
drink them
and
when
the-
I need that little belch.
Like 2% alcohol. It's real small now.
Very small amount, but it's still for people who are kind of concerned about alcohol. I'm not.
It's 7:00.
Thank you very much. Now, who's reading to us tonight? Not Alanda, as much as I would want her to, but who's reading to us tonight? Anybody ready? Dr. Tammy, you got something for us?
I wasn't ready anyway.
Whatever.
Oh my goodness. I was just getting ready to say, oh my God, I have a client in about 30 minutes.
But we'll be done in about 30 minutes, right? And then we'll stare, and after that,
Sounds
Tim can
perfect,
tell us-
Tammy.
I mean, I
What
don't
is
have like a
it?
chapter list, but I have like a list of the episodes for my first season,
Ooh, that's
like the titles and the descriptions for them.
We also still want to hear Tammy.
Well, yeah,
Michael, we're not letting Tammy off the hook like that.
We want to hear
No.
Tammy. I want to hear.
Just because
fine by me.
Tammy went soft on us don't mean we gonna go soft on her,
Hey, no. Read that
My goodness. Okay.
What about you, Sarah? Do you
A
you
fresh
gonna
start.
have something after Tammy to share?
I can share with you. Yeah.
After Dr. Tammy, you'll share. Okay, go ahead, Tammy. Tammy, go ahead.
Okay. All right. I'll share the first chapter. So, okay. I'll share the first chapter. You all can hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, for those who don't know, my book is called What My 50-year-old self would tell my 20-year-old self. And so it's a kind of a guide that I want to be able to leave as a legacy for my future generations. But of course, for those who can benefit from it now, great. So my first chapter is called Know Thyself. And it reads, I had a hard time deciding on the first chapter of this book because I know that if it doesn't grab your attention, you might not read the rest. So what would my 50-year-old self say to my 20-year-old self about knowing yourself? You have a soul that chose, your parents and chose to come into this world. Take your time to discover it. When you entered this lifetime, you came with a soul plan. Be intentional in discovering what that plan is. Your soul holds memories and houses your emotions. Discovering your soul can answer many questions, including why you chose your parents. You also have a spirit that guides your soul. It vibrates through your soul. Your spirit is the breath of life that the divine has filled you with to receive insights and instructions. But how do you get to know yourself? Well, number one, embrace silence. Get comfortable with silence. Learn how to sit quietly and listen to your breath. Your breath is the most precious gift that you have. Pay attention to your thoughts, your emotions, and how your body feels. Take notes. And then I'm still working on this part. I'm gonna keep going. Number two, connect with the divine. Be present to a still, quiet voice. Ask that higher power, whether you call it God, the universe, or source, to speak to you so you can understand who you are and why you are here. Express your desire to discover your soul's purpose and plan so you can be intentional in everything you do. You'll find that life will start unfolding in amazing ways and your confidence will soar. Don't get caught up in organized religion. Focus on the spiritual awakening that will elevate you to a higher level. It might not make sense now, but it will later. Don't be afraid. Be excited about your journey. Dare to master yourself. Number three, reflect in the mirror. Go to a mirror or visualize how you look and feel both inside and out. Take notes, explore features that may resemble family members. Notice how your voice sounds and reflect on how you present yourself. Be selfish in a good way. And so I think I'm still writing on this. I think I started adding stuff, but I have boys and friends can wait. We'll dive into relationships in a later chapter, but for now, understand that it's okay to say no to people and situations that make you feel uncomfortable or uneasy. Don't participate in or join anything without taking time to meditate on it. Peer pressure may happen, but don't let it take over to the point that you're unhappy with your decisions. Your soul is valuable, protect it. You want to sleep well at night, knowing you didn't compromise your well-being for the sake of others. And so then after each chapter, I have thoughts to meditate on, and I have like some questions that will help take them into meditation that will help them to go a little bit deeper into the information. It's like an action item after all the information I've given them for them to go and explore a little bit deeper inside themselves and answer some questions. So
I love that.
oh my God.
I love that. And you know what I would love to also see there? I would like to see either at the beginning or end where you give a little example of how you struggled at that 20-year-old self without that information.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like a little synopsis, had I known about, because had I known myself, I would not have gotten married to the first man that asked me at 19. So I feel comfortable having sex. Okay. That would have been the furthest thing from my mind. Can you see that?
Yes. I did on the other chapters start adding examples just because I was like, I need to make it applicable, but also
because that's I love those. I love that. Yeah. And I love that it's kind of gonna be a little bit of work for them to do afterwards and then I could just see you being able to go to high schools and college campuses and share and talk to people. Oh my God, this is wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
I didn't go that far in my thought process, but
right, we're gonna keep you moving on, Dr. Tammy. Yeah.
All right. Whatever I'm here to do.
Somebody else had something. Who else had something for you? Somebody else was getting ready to say something. Kiana, were you telling her something? Oh, I thought that was good.
No, I wasn't, but it was really good. You know what I was thinking actually when you was reading it, like make sure you do an audio book. That's a thought that came to me
yes.
while you were reading it. But I thought it was really good.
Thank you.
I agree with that. I find that I at this point in my life, even though I love to read, audiobooks seems to resonate more with me, and you have a pleasant voice. And just what you shared caught my attention.
Oh, thank you. Okay, definitely.
Wonderful. Yes. Okay, Osir, go ahead. And Michael, get ready after Osir. Okay, go ahead.
So I called an audible. As I was writing, I just didn't feel like what I was writing would serve the purpose of my audience. I want something that people could take away. And then I asked myself what I've been doing that I'm getting the most success out of. So for the last 20 years, Monday through Friday, I've hosted a phone morning meditation. It's been going on for 20 years. And so I decided to create a 365-day journal. It's called Solutions for Daily Living, a year-long guide to transformation using ancient wisdom. And it's tied to the seasons. So it's each quarter of the 365 days is seasonally written. It's written to come in alignment with like the retrogrades and also certain holidays. So if there's a particular word, it takes all those things into consideration. So let me read my introduction that I have started, and then I'll read one day of what I would give. So it says, "Welcome to Solutions for Daily Living," and it's spelled Solutions, SOUL, Solutions for Daily Living, a year-long guide to transformation using ancient wisdom, a journey that not only follows the natural cycle of the seasons, but also guides you through a transformative personal experience. This guide, crafted with deep insights and thoughtful reflections, begins its journey on March 19th, 2024, marking the start of a spring and a season of new beginnings. In these pages, each day of the year is infused with a unique essence, reflecting the changing seasons from the rejuvenating spring to the introspective winter. Authored by Asar, a transformational life coach, each word serves as a key to unlocking a deeper understanding of both the self and the universe. These words are not just prompts for reflection, but they are doorways to personal evolution, aligning with the ancient wisdom of the Nile Valley civilization. For each of the 365 days, you will find a morning greeting by Asar, accompanied by a powerful statement of declaration. These declarations are more than affirmations. They are commitments to oneself, echoing the timeless wisdom of ancient civilizations and fostering a profound connection with the lessons each day brings. The reflections and declarations are designed to resonate with the day's seasonal theme, providing a harmonious blend of introspection and action. To enhance your journey, Solutions for Daily Living is paired with an accompanying workbook available to support you in this year-long path of transformation. This workbook is a valuable tool offering exercises and spaces for journaling, helping you to delve deeper into the daily themes and apply the insights to your personal growth journey. This guide is an invitation to embrace each day as a meaningful step in your evolution, to live the words and to let the ancient wisdom guide you towards a more authentic alignment with your true self. Welcome to your transformative journey through the seasons of 2024 with Asar, your guide to a life of enriched understanding and profound change. So that's the lead in, and then every day has a different word. So I'm going to give you an example of how I've been using it. So I'll start with one day last week, the word was changeless. And so it started with a morning greeting as we welcome another beautiful day, a day filled with changes and new experiences. Let us take a moment to connect with the unchanging essence of our true selves. This morning, I am excited to share with you an affirmation that delves into the profound realization of our changeless nature amidst the ever-evolving world. This affirmation of our eternal identity, a recognition that while we adapt and grow through life's myriad experiences, the core of who we are remains constant and unswayed. It is a reminder of the peace and stability that comes from this understanding, especially in times of flux and uncertainty. As you embrace the word of this affirmation, allow them to anchor you in the serene knowledge of your unchanging spirit. Let this understanding be a guiding light today, help you navigate and grace with grace while staying self. A day of inner peace and steadfast one with and encouragement, Asar. Their affirmation is as follows. In the eternal embrace of the divine, I recognize and affirm my true nature as a changeless being with a world of constant change. I understand that at my core, I am an expression of the infinite, unaltered by the passing circumstances and the ebb and flow of life's experiences. I acknowledge that while the world around me transforms and evolves, the essence of who I am remains constant, a reflection of the divine that is steadfast, eternal, and unchanging. This inner sanctuary is my source of strength and peace, a foundation upon which I can rely regardless of the external shifts. I embrace the paradox of change and changelessness. I welcome growth and transformation in my life, knowing that they are always pathways to deeper understanding and expressions of my true self. Yet I remain anchored in the unchanging truth of my divine nature, which is always whole, always complete, always perfect. In this moment of uncertainty or when faced with the impermanence of the material world, I turn inward to the changeless aspects of my being. Here I find a constant wellspring of clarity, assurance, and through guides my thoughts, words, and actions, helping me to navigate the changing tides with grace and ease. I give thanks for the profound understanding that my true self is changeless. I am grateful for the stability and serenity that comes from this knowledge and for the ability to move through life with a sense of inner constancy and peace. And then it closes with, I affirm I am changeless in my essence, an eternal being amidst the flux of life. My spirit is unshakable, grounded in the everlasting truth of the divine, and so it is. So that was one day, actually last week, I used this one.
That's wonderful. You know what I was listening for and would love to see you include the new moon and full moon cycle as well.
So what I've done, I've created all the days for the entire year.
Mhm.
I went through and I put like the holidays that will fall on those days. And then while you were talking earlier, someone mentioned about the actual retrograde. So I'll put the retrogrades for the year
Yeah.
that's coming up. So I will probably need some assistance with what particular energies do we want?
Well, you know that, yeah, absolutely, because you know the Uranus changes. Oh, well, actually, you know, we have all of them retrograding, but some of them are far more intense on us, such as Mercury, because it does it at least 3 or 4 times a year, whereas Uranus could come in June and then it goes into October, you know. But I was thinking more the full moon cycle, because you actually can
Okay.
a project done. People learn how to do projects with that moon cycle, and then even inside of the letting go and the opening to new beginnings, you can teach a little bit on that, because for some reason we keep having it as witchery. You start talking about that, people, oh, you're a witch, and it's like, ugh. All of this is available to us. God didn't just put it aside for somebody else and say the rest of y'all can't use it.
Billionaires use astrology. Trust that.
Oh, you better. All of them. Statesmen, listen, right.
They're our
You know,
clients.
I wanted to say
They're our clients. Absolutely. Go ahead.
It's interesting what you are what you're doing, because one thing that I've been doing since I want to say for the last 3 years, I homeschool my daughter. She's 12 now, but I do virtual excursions every new moon and full moon. And so with that, just to get her familiar with understanding the energies that come, and how to capitalize them so I have some presentations and stuff. I'm willing to share those with you because I do that all the all the time.
Right.
And what I wear this, most of the time I have on red, but today I wanted to wear my.
I was gonna say I'll put the color of the day in there.
Yep,
Just
yep.
things like the little things like color of the day, the energy of the day, those things like that. And then the workbook will be more of where they do the work inside of that. Like if this is the spring and Uranus is in retrograde, how does that affect you in terms of
And what they could look for, right? Exactly. That's wonderful.
Now I just put a link. This is a site that I normally use when I do my research. It's called AstroSeek. So have fun with that.
Okay, Tammy, I see you. Yeah, that's going to be great, Osir. I think, the more that we can teach this information to our people, because we push back so hard because of religious beliefs and all that, it's going to make a difference when you share this. Yeah. And I'm definitely, and imagine when you start teaching that, walking on the stage at the South Shore and you letting people, we have the PowerPoint back there and showing them the importance of it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, now you just imagine me. We got to get a constellation for the ceiling.
Yes, come on now. We getting the constellation. I love that.
planetarium. We'll rent out the planetarium.
Right.
But that might be next. Okay, we
that's that Capricorn energy.
I know that's right. Expansion. Right.
Expansion.
Right. Okay, Michael, you got our last 10 minutes. And Dr. Tammy, I know she has to go and walk Anakin before she leaves. So
I love that name. Let me just say that, Anakin.
Thank you, because y'all can barely see him, but his nails.
I saw him jumping up on you. You were like, dude, I'm coming.
Okay, love you guys. Thank you.
All right, love you too. Thank you. All right. All right, Michael, what do you have for your first season?
Yeah, this isn't going to take too long. So what I did was I just came up with, like I said, the titles for each season. So the first episode and the last episode are just kind of I won't say filler, but it's like introduction and then like an outro for the 8th episode. So for the second episode, it's called Dimming the Light, Limiting Your Impact by Playing Small. So in that episode, I'm going to explore how staying within comfortable boundaries limits your reach and prevents you from connecting with those who your unique voice is meant to serve. So episode 3 is called Shining Brightly. So embracing your purpose, discussing practical steps and mindset shifts necessary to step boldly into your purpose and reach the people that you're meant to serve. Then I'll switch it up a bit and I go into curating calm, how meditation and mindfulness help me maintain sanity. So using meditation and mindfulness practices and apps to address anxiety, depression within the context of the Black male experience. Episode 5 is called Rhythmic Vibes, utilizing music and sound therapy for mental wellness. That's going to be discussing the therapeutic impact of music on mental health and how Black men can leverage this power to heal in their own journeys. Episode 6 is called Serenity Spaces, creating creating a stress less environment using essential oils. So basically, I'm going to talk about infusing our living and workspaces with calming scents and essential oils to transform that into a place of relaxation and stress relief for Black men. Episode 7 is called Harmonic Nutrition, Ayurvedic approaches to stabilize blood sugar, using Ayurvedic principles and focusing on dietary and lifestyle changes and strategies to assist with maintaining healthy blood sugar levels, excuse me. And then Grace and Gratitude is the last episode, Lessons Learned from Season 1. So expressing gratitude for lessons learned and growth experienced throughout this journey, throughout this journey into holistic living, yoga, and inspiring us for the future.
Those are wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. And then have you determined the pattern of your production? So are you going to be podcasting weekly, monthly,
Bi-weekly.
daily? What?
Yeah, bi-weekly, every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Okay.
Because there's going to be a crap ton of research that I'm going to have to do to make sure I get my facts and figures right.
Okay, that's fine. Don't get too stuck on that, okay? You know.
No.
Okay.
Just what I need to make sure it's
Solid. That's right. No,
thank you that.
Yeah, that's absolutely no pushback on that. And that was I love the titles. I love how you spoke about them. You know, I'm trying to see, you could do t-shirts for mugs.
Oh, I mean, I've got like folder upon folder on my computer of
The
different
merch. Okay.
merch and different t-shirts and stuff for like the yoga business specifically, but I mean it'll be tied in with the podcast and like yeah, so all that stuff is going to be in the not the liner notes, in the podcast notes at the end. Visit the merch store, whatever I mentioned during the episode, all those links will be down in the podcast notes, so that people can click on it and all that stuff. So yep.
Wonderful. Yay. Okay, so Kiana, are you able to buddy up with Hannah? Where's Kiana? I know she's off screen.
Yes, yeah, because Teresa was my buddy. I don't have a buddy no more.
Right. And
yep, so that's fine.
Yeah, so Hannah, Hannah still here? Hannah, you and Kiana, so we can get you caught up on on your stuff, because I think you're looking at podcasts and maybe book later, right, Hannah? The podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I have some kind of like some idea, like I said, piece by piece, part of the self-discovery, soul whispering, part of the healing, and differentiating as well for people. What's there's a difference between self-discovery and self-improvement, really.
Yes, very good. Yes, well, definitely. So you all start working so we can all kind of keep moving together. So that'll be really great. And then I'm gonna be twinning with my brother King, because we got birthdays coming up.
Hey, I ran into a 1-1 and a 1-2 that I've been hanging out with and didn't know it.
Were they stepping?
Yep. One is a bartender and the other is just a buddy.
Wow.
So that's going to be interesting.
Okay. Did you school them yet, or you just
not yet?
Okay, you were just admiring it. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Anybody else have final words? Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Our next session will be the marathon, and I will send that out. I will, work on that. And then, but you guys join us every night for Ignite Your Soul Connection. It's gonna be amazing.
I can't wait. I'm excited for
Oh
it.
yeah, the
I'm
7th.
excited for it too.
Yep.
I do have a little something before you go.
Okay, come on.
Well, in 2 days we have the new moon.
The 12th.
Powerful. I just put the link in there from Forever Conscious. They always have the best tips on what to do during the cycle. So I'm
Awesome.
gonna go deep
And it's
into
a 12-12 portal too. So it's a
right. You can't miss that.
Yeah. Thank you.
And then it comes in at, I want to say 1933. So that's, it's a lot of energy going on. And we definitely have to capitalize on it. And the butterfly pea flower, you can actually order it from Amazon. I put that link in
Yeah,
there.
I saw that. I was
Yeah.
excited about that because
Because you can do that fast, right?
As much as I like to support people, I'm like, but look, I need that. Like, come on.
Right. You need to get that in your system before the end of the year. It's
Yes.
a beautiful experience just to, the colors just dance all in you. So
This is the color of the year. Yeah, that's the color for this time of year too. Absolutely.
Hannah, I sent you my phone number.
You sent it in the group?
Yeah, I sent it to
Anna, you
Hannah.
see it? She sent the number to you. Thanks, Alanda.
Yeah, thank you. I'll respond. I was responding with my number.
Okay.
Yay. You guys are so amazing. I don't know, but you keep me inspired. That's what I love about when you all say, yeah, I'm in. Because that's, what I'm saying? It keeps us bringing forth the newness of life. Things are going to do what they're going to do. People may get challenged, but our voice is required to assist them through this process. So the more we can gear up and support each other, the bigger difference we can make to more people too. Okay. So it's important that we kind of get together. All right. If you need anything before our next session, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And thank you. I appreciate you all so much. All right.
Thank you, Mo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Mo.
See you on the Your Soul
everybody.
Connection. Yay.
Bye, everybody.
Hey,
Bye.
until next time.
Until next time.
Bye.
Peace.